4, 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome everybody to the first episode of the Bearded J podcast. I'm your host, along with another co-host, Clint, who...
Define host. I'm like some amateur random stranger just on the internet.
All I know is
on your screen, here to talk about random things on the internet that we find interesting.
I really don't know what a host is, but I know how to spell it, so we can do that.
Are you sure?
I
don't think you really graduated high school. I think they held your diploma even longer than you said they did.
Did they?
I never actually gave it to you.
Did they? Yeah.
Yep,
some
100%.
say that. Some say that.
100%.
Ask my grandparents. They'll say I failed 6 classes.
Well, your grandparents don't lie. I know that much.
Anyways, past point of my education. This is our little podcast. Is Clint drinking out of a red Solo? Yes, he is drinking out of a red Solo cup.
You know, it's soda. It's a Coca-Cola.
It's alcoholic.
I'm 24. If I want to drink a beer, I'll drink a beer on the podcast.
Looses him
TVMA.
up. Is that official now? Fuck.
I need the caffeine, boys and girls.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, me and Clint, we have some good conversations, so we thought, you know, why not share it for the world? So
good.
Interesting. Sorry. Yeah. So today we want to kind of focus on maybe just like an intro. So is epilogue the right word for that? Like the start, or is epilogue the end?
I think it's a prologue.
Prologue.
Isn't prologue before? Someone let us know.
Anyways. Prologue or epilogue. We want to do a little beginning to sort of what we want for this podcast and how we met, our little stories around that. And then next couple podcasts will be about actual topics and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you have topics that we should talk about, let us know, because we're struggling already.
Are we?
We haven't come up with anything for next week.
That's not true.
I feel like on podcasts you have to be at least a week ahead for like things to talk about, and it's just we're already behind. Jay just got the overlay done today. Man, we're struggling.
Speaking of the overlay, it looks pretty good.
This looks like a spam email. Boys and girls, I might have gotten a spam email during the stream.
Before we do anything, before we get into any of that, can we wish Drew Mogling, or the DM kid, a happy birthday? It's his 22nd birthday today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bud.
Don't get too fucked up, okay?
Sucks to not be 21 anymore, right? Congrats. You're an age that nobody cares about.
It's true.
Nobody cares about you.
You've gotten to the point where every birthday doesn't really matter, yeah.
Hey, man, if you listen to the internet, 25 is the next big one. He can rent a car.
Is that the age?
25 is when they want you, like the age they want you to be.
And what do you always say, Clint?
I say, screw that. I've been renting cars since I've been 18.
If you're smart, you can get it earlier.
It's literally, if you go, like, I think Hertz will do it. Almost anyone will do it. If you go to, like, a university, most universities, like state universities, will have some sort of program to rent a car through. And they'll actually, like, remove the underage charge. So if you're going to college and you need to rent a car, keep that in mind. Look up if your school has something like that. Just literally Google your school name and then call rental car, and it'll probably come up.
I don't know why my chat box isn't working right now, but other than that, everything's going smooth. We did have a little technical difficulty. My internet did not want to work today right after I got off of work. So the universe wanted us to not do this, but we pushed through anyways.
Oh, great. Jay's bad vibes, and he made sure that my chat box also is not working. Feels bad. I have a working chat box on my other scene, and I can't.
I know, me too. Should we just say fuck it, ignore it for this podcast? We'll get it working next time.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into what got us started on this, or like Clint, what was your origin of gaming? How'd you get into gaming?
Nintendo 64 007 was probably the one I remember most. like as a first experience. I'll never forget blowing into cartridges. If you're young and Jay's age, you probably don't know what that means. You literally blew into the cartridge if it was dirty.
Oh no, I did that. I did that all the time.
So
that wasn't outside my age range.
I remember doing that as a kid, and just you'd like slam it in there, and it might not work.
You'd flip it around.
But that was my start. But I think that like my biggest thing that got me like into gaming was also a 007 game, but it was the Xbox. God, what was the name of it? I literally just looked it up. It was like the first Xbox 007 game, and I'll never forget there's a snow map with 2 bases on the top and bottom, and I vividly remember using the guided missiles. They were like guided rockets, and you'd fly them around the map.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that.
That kind of just got you into it.
That was my first experience. I'll never forget playing split screen with my brother and like our friends.
Dude, I remember first experience with gaming. My mom always hated video games, so it took me a while to actually get into game. But the first game she ever let me play was the Pokemon DS games and any Mario games. Those were like her limitations right there. So I would take so much time on Pokemon games and just play it, beat it 6 times, keep going it through that. I mean, other than that, just Mario Party. I mean, I didn't really take gaming seriously till a little bit later. But that I got into gaming, I think Halo 3 on the Xbox 360. Because it was when my mom and my dad got remarried. Not remarried, sorry. My mom and my stepdad got married. And my mom didn't let me play video games until then. My stepdad was like, yo, there's this thing called Halo 3. You can play the campaign if you want. And as a 13-year-old, you're like, holy...
Dude, how is it that Halo 3...
Halo 3?
Halo 3, oh my goodness.
Dude, that was the game, that campaign, that has a special place in my heart, man. Probably one of my top 10 games.
This boy's been gaming seriously for 11 years.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I think...
If that was your first serious game, then...
That was the first game that I took gaming, like, I was like, yo, I love this. We should do that. Like, I think the first game I actually started gaming seriously was Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty got me into gaming seriously. Because
That's even worse. That's even more recent. Jeez.
Do you see
That's even more recent.
I know, it's bad. Because my mom would always have the limitation, you could only play as much Xbox as you practiced on the piano. And so, and I hated playing the piano, dude. I play like a half hour, I'm sitting there, I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, finally, at least I have a half hour of Xbox I can play.
Yeah, my parents were pretty much, as long as your grades are up and you're not skipping homework to play video games, and no GTA. They hated GTA.
What is up with that? My parents hate GTA. Even like before when I was 18, okay? As long as I was under their roof, I could not play GTA.
I think I'll be honest, because this happened even when I was younger. I think it was like a fear, like it happens now. Like I literally was just watching how they just listed like video game addiction or something like that.
Yeah.
As like an addiction. It was like or like a mental illness or something.
Oh yeah, gaming disorder. If you play like 5 hours a day. Yeah.
So it was one of these things that's like even when I was a kid, they used to like get on the news and say, "Hey, Grand Theft Auto teaches your kids to be felons."
Really?
And I think yeah. Like,
my parents always said, they're like, "I will not let you play a game that gives you points for raping people."
Well, you didn't rape people.
I was sitting there, I'm like, you can't.
You could like run people over and kill cops, and it was like I don't know. Looking back, I understood it. It's funny because we still played the game, but it was one of those like hush hush things. Like, hey, we have the game, but if mom walks in the room, can't know you're playing Grand Theft Auto. So don't kill a cop when she's in the room.
The funniest experience I had with that was I would always watch YouTube. I was a huge YouTube watcher, and so I'd watch. Do you know what Quebblecop is?
Yeah.
He did a bunch of GTA races, and I loved watching those. I actually was watching those, and because that's all I really wanted to do in GTA ever was race, even to this day. That's all I really cared about.
Yes, I know. You had me get you GTA just so we could race, but you didn't tell me that's all you wanted to do.
True. But my dad walks in, he's like, yo, what are you watching? I was like, just racing. Because I couldn't tell him that I was watching GTA racing, or else he'd...
It's just a racing game with like, these cool maps where you fly through the air.
Exactly, and I was like... Yeah, he's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, what game is that? Maybe we can get it. I was like, it's GTA. Insta banned, Insta YouTube taken off my phone, Insta everything gone, man.
So what? It's GTA. You gotta shoot at the police while you're in the air, huh?
Nope.
See how it is. Nope.
But,
literally just racing.
But
that's all it is. It's all that's happening.
Anyways, back to I played Ghosts a lot, like that because it was the first game that like because I'd play Call of Duty online, whether it was like Black Ops 1 or whatever, Black Ops 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Ghosts was the first game that I was like, I'm bad at this. I want to play it a lot to get better. And so I played that until I actually had a positive KD. Like it was the first game ever I'd done that. Actually cared about that. Like. Had taken time to get gold on whatever guns, like, kind of just fell in love with Call of Duty, which is kind of funny because everybody hates Ghosts and everybody thinks it's the worst Call of Duty until the future ones came out.
Nope, not the worst Call of Duty.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely not. We had Advanced Warfare come out. That was a problem.
I love how everybody just like kind of accepted, yeah, that's gonna be a horrible game. Everybody's just kind of like, yeah, just sit through it. Even the game dev studios like, you know what, we'll release a game that everybody loves with it, just in case. But yeah, we went from Ghosts, and then Advanced Warfare came out, and that's where all of this started. Because when I was on Advanced Warfare, I'd look up YouTube videos or whatever, because I knew YouTube had gaming stuff on it. I didn't know that YouTube was like you could be a YouTuber or whatever at this point. But I looked up and I saw T. Martin and YouTube Brock playing game battles. And Clint, as you know, game battles were really fun to watch. If you guys haven't watched those, I don't know if you'd really like to watch those still, but those are so good. Game battles with YouTube Brock and T. Martin. They used to play hundreds of game battles. It was
yeah.
So fun to watch.
What was their first series?
Was that?
Find out. Their like first series of it was probably a couple hundred episodes.
It was like 160 to 200, and I watched every single one of them. They released like 2 a day at the end of it.
Yeah, they were doing. I'm seeing episode. I just put in YouTube T. Martin game battles. I'm seeing episode 230 on Black Ops 3.
So they got to 200 on Black Ops 3 as well?
I don't know if they just like kept the number going.
Oh no, they started over on Black Ops.
Yeah.
But
man, that's like, yeah, I'm seeing like 100 in the hundreds for. Yeah, they played a lot of those. Those are really fun to watch because they were just like, they were so funny and like so comedic together that it was just really enjoyable.
They were so
experience.
comedic in such a competitive environment. So like they were competing and having fun, so you could get that excited, but like they were just hilarious together as well.
Yeah. Those were the days, am I right?
It's one of the sad things, yeah, that I miss is those things, and still haunts that streamer to this day. But we'll get into that a little later. But during Advanced Warfare is when I actually tried to be a competitive COD player. I kept playing that. The only thing was, you want to say something, Clint?
I just want to sit there and say, like a year ago, probably a year ago, he's like, oh, I could still be a pro.
I could.
And he's playing on Xbox. He's playing on the wrong console. He's playing on, like, he's talking about the end of Black Ops 3. COD's already, like, in the toilet. He says, I could be a pro. And I said, okay, I'll 1v1 you. And if I get anywhere near beating you, if you don't 6-0 me every round, you were talking so highly of your skills. I played on PS4. I literally hadn't touched an Xbox controller.
Who got the W?
We went in 1v1'd, and it's in his. You saw that?
It's in my highlight video. Yeah.
It's on his highlight video. We're playing. I'm on like. I'll never forget.
Should I pull it up?
No. I'm playing on college, like super
Strict
super
Wi-Fi.
like strict Wi-Fi, can only connect to certain people. His internet's like
God
not the
tier.
best.
Oh no,
and it's
yeah, mine
like,
wasn't that good. Actually, I was back at home,
so
wasn't I?
so it was like to sit there and like we literally went map 3. We went map 3 and
We went all the way to the end.
We were 5-5 and I swear I got joked at the end. I got joked.
If you guys don't know about Call of Duty, you used to play a best out of 2 or best out of 3 series, 3 maps, and then each map you had to get to 6 rounds. And so we were at 5-5 on the final. I think we went 5-5 every time, or something like that.
No, I think it was like,
I won
it was
6-5.
like 5-5. It was like 6-5, and then you choked in the next game, and I like 6-3'd you.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know what. I think you were like you threw like the sniper at me, and you thought.
Oh
you
yeah,
were
I thought it was so cool.
So
yeah.
it was like I wiped the 4 through that round, and then we went 5-5 the next time.
Yeah.
And this was like all I could say at the end of it was, you just almost lost. You just 5-5'd a
and
kid
you want to be a
that
professional.
doesn't play on Xbox, that hasn't played Black Ops 3. I don't think at that point I had played in a long time. Like I had already been moving to PC mostly. So it was like, I don't use a controller, and you just went 5-5 the 2 rounds you won.
It was a little smack to the ego.
You think you're gonna go pro, and I let you have it. I'm
You
like,
did.
no, little Timmy, you're not going pro. You're not that good.
Dude, Advanced Warfare, I thought I was going pro because I had my Xbox in my room at this point. My parents didn't care at this point. My parents got stricter as I got older, for people that didn't know. So I had my Xbox in my room, and I used to play NFL videos, and my mom would always check in on me about every half hour to make sure I hadn't switched to video games and stayed up too late watching video games. And so I used to watch all the new Chargers videos, which is that background blanket that's covering the window right now. So I used to watch all the Charger videos, but
that's Kirito.
No, behind it.
Naruto? Or Sasuke?
Anyways, you think you're funny.
I'm sorry, that seems irrelevant. Just so I don't want to. I see a lightning bolt.
That's the Chargers logo. That's the Chargers.
No, it's just a lightning bolt. Irrelevant teams wouldn't get to be brought up here.
Okay, Chicago Bulls haven't done anything since Michael Jordan. Anyways, I don't want to get into sports right now, okay?
What do you mean, dude? If Derrick Rose had never hurt himself, he would have carried us.
You mean
everywhere.
hurt himself 3 times? Anyways, okay.
Before we even got rid of him? Oh, God.
Okay.
Whoa. Chicago sports right now.
But I switched from a Chargers video and I watched COD Champs on AW. And I thought it was the coolest thing that these people were playing professional Call of Duty for money as well. Like that was like the highest prize pool.
Yeah, that was like the year that they put so much money.
Like what?
Into
$1 million
COD
into it? $1 million into the finals?
It was like the worst COD game with the highest prize pool. That was the first year of Champs, I think. And Champs had like $1 million prize pool.
It was crazy. And so I was like, I'm gonna be a COD player, and then it's as soon as that game ended, it switched to PS4, and little Timmy's hopes were dashed.
Yeah, apparently he owned a PS4.
I did end up buying a PS4.
His big man hands can't handle the controller, so he sold it.
Yeah, I bought a PS4 trying to be a pro player, and I was like, this is not gonna work. So I switched. So I sold it.
It's funny because now you can buy like the SCUF controllers, which everybody has anyway.
That look like Xbox controller.
They're basically the same thing. They're way bigger.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, you wouldn't have been able to afford that anyway. So.
It's true. So yeah, we were watching the game battle. Let's go back to the game battles, okay? They get into Black Ops 3. And T. Martin, which was one of my favorite YouTubers at the time because I was a little kid, okay? I was like, yo, T. Martin, love you. And he's like, yo, go check out YouTube Brock. He's streaming live on Twitch. And a lot of you guys who know me know who YouTube Brock is. In fact, Clint's a mod of him. So I can talk shit. He can't.
How have I not lost mod?
I don't know how you haven't. Rippy and Drew are as well. But I would go watch his streams. The only thing is I stopped watching his streams just because I wanted to wait for the YouTube videos to come out. I didn't want to. Like spoil it.
Basically, topic point that didn't get brought up. That's how me and Jay met. We met in Brock's chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they used to. I don't have insight because we're not them, and we can't say what drove them to stop playing. But I think that unfortunately, like Brock streaming the game battles was like an issue with Trev, because I would understand that because he's a YouTuber and you don't want.
Oh yeah, I don't think everybody knows that they broke up. They stopped playing with each other. Yeah,
they don't play anymore.
Continue. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sometimes I wonder if that was an issue. I can't say it was. Don't sit there.
I don't know if it was or not.
This isn't me saying, oh, that's why they don't play anymore.
I think it's a bigger issue for Brock now. I honestly think.
What do you mean?
That him playing with T Martin. Because
I don't know.
He literally there's a command in chat for it.
Yeah, I've always been under the impression that, you know what, I think Brock's kind of got a chip on his shoulder because he's got a lot of those little kids that come into his chat even still, and they're like, oh, are you the guy that played with Trevor or T Martin? Are you guys ever gonna play again? And it's like, you know what, it's really hard to be your own content creator when that's who you got to deal with all the time.
It'll die out though within the next year or two, I believe.
Well, it's pretty much dead.
Is it?
But it's pretty much nobody really does it anymore. But unfortunately, yeah, I think that
the damage has been done.
He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, just about like people saying, "Oh, somebody made you," and all that stuff. And I honestly think it affects who he plays with and the way he goes about handling his Twitch channel. Right. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, we met in his channel.
Yeah, he was a mod.
I don't even know what. I can't even remember why I decided to play with you.
Oh, here, I'll tell you. Here, I'll get into that because that starts on my side. So we're past the Black Ops 3. We're getting on to Black Ops 3 onto H1Z1, the start of the battle royale genres. So Brock started streaming H1Z1. He got like 300 to 400 viewers. I saw. He was like killing it for Twitch. He was
still streaming with Trev.
He was at that time. That's true. He was still playing. He would play some H1 games with Trev. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but his numbers were still pretty good even without Trev there.
Right.
Those were the days.
And so
H1Z1.
H1Z1, dude. So I joined Brock's Discord. He has a Discord. I'm still in it today. The Bubs Discord. And if you look up on there, it goes him, and then it goes
everybody in the club gets it.
All his mods, and then all his subs, and then all the online people that I was in. I think. Oh, funny thing. So the PS4 network was down, bro. I forgot about this. The PS network was down, and so he was playing on Xbox, and I stream sniped Brock, and I played with him, and since I had joined his party because I had him added on Xbox. Mm-hmm. He was like about to kick me, and I heard he send a message like, "Yo, don't kick me! I want to play with you. I'll sub. I swear I'll sub." And so he literally backs out, and you see all the stream snipers that joined his party. He kicks all of them except for me. He says, "This guy's gonna sub. We'll keep him." And so we played 3 queues of public SND, which kind of just solidified my fanboyness of him, right? And so I went and subbed. And so I was part of the subs part of it. So I was actually kind of up there on the Discord. Not mods, but I subs. But I see this BeardedSkillz who I don't know if I really talked to you in chat. I don't think I really did.
I'm trying to think of if I started. I'm trying to think of it. I think I've changed. I'm trying to think of it if on his channel I've been through three names.
I didn't never see you as C. Benhart.
Because I had my C. Benhart account that I was streaming on. Because, yeah, I think I started streaming before. Because, like, basically when I subbed as soon as he got a sub button. So I've been subbed for 2.5 years. But that being said, I think that I was watching before that.
Yeah.
And that account would have probably been my C. Benhart account. But I don't know. But yeah, I was BeardedSkillz on there. That was the mod account I was on. I would tune in. It's funny because I think that what was weird was I I think that what was happening was I was in a transition of trying to figure out which account I was going to use. So I think that's what was happening, because sometimes I tune in as.
See, I didn't ever see that.
They knew who I was, but I'd immediately switch over the account.
See, I never met the C. Benhart account, because when I met you, you had about. So I saw you streaming. I was like, you know what? I'll pop into this guy's stream and show some Bubs support or whatever. Do you ever know why Jibrock's names are Bubs? His subs are named Bubs?
Because he's always called people Bub.
Is that seriously it?
It's always been a thing, yeah. They've always been Bubs.
Anyways, okay, that kind of bugs me. But I was like, you know, I'll show some Bub hype in his thing. So I go in there, and he's playing H1. He was a god H1 player, Clint was. You were a god.
I used to be so good, dude, back before they changed everything. And
before everybody else started playing it. Well, no, people were playing it. But...
it was still a top tier game. It was back. I was playing when Ninja was big on it, when Summit was playing it.
Did you start playing it because of Brock?
I think I was just looking for a PC game. Like, I was trying to transition. I think that was when I got my gaming laptop. So I was ready to transition into PS, like.
This was 2015, right?
PC gaming.
No, this wasn't 2015.
This is like
2016. 2016.
This was like 2016.
Yeah.
But I was trying to transition into PC gaming. And I think that was the first game that I really got into. And I was like, you know what? It was buggy as hell, and
it was.
Had a lot of issues, but then they changed the game so much. Like, now I go in and play, and it's so hard.
It's such a different game.
Slow. The movement is so wonky. I don't know.
It's cleaner, but it's not better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll say this. I've never, since the early days, since I first started playing, I started getting, like, weird frame rate server stutters on that game, and they've never. I went and played.
You've always had it. You always said it that you always had it. Yeah?
I've went and played a week and a half ago. Just I was bored. We don't have anything to play.
Right.
But I went back and played, and it still has these weird little, like, smooth, like, and you feel it just, like, skip a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I don't know if people just don't notice it or people don't have that issue. This is my 4th computer.
Yeah.
This is irrelevant. So I've had the laptop. It started on the laptop. I decided to build a PC, hope that would fix it. I was still on H1 when I built that PC.
Yeah.
It still had that problem on that PC. I came here, built another computer. I decided to try it. Still had the issue. This is another brand new computer, and it still feels like I play. And I don't know, maybe there's like an issue in the code on my like computers, and I need to go in and change the like files.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can never find a solution.
Yeah. Anyways, I pop into. I know why I popped into your stream. So if you see Discord, it says the title of the stream as well. The title of his stream was "Application for Duo." Was what you ran that.
You say that, and I don't remember doing it.
You ran it
I don't remember it.
You ran it for like a week before I joined, and 3 weeks after I said I took it. Because you're like, you know what, let's see if I can find a better duo.
To be fair, 6 months ago, I still should have been having that title. If I should have saved. I hope that I have a VOD saved somewhere of you in your old house.
I have some clips. I have some clips.
Oh my god. People, if you heard me complain, I don't ever try to like complain about back then, but like it was so bad.
It was bad.
If you looked at it, and like I've always said this about my stream, I don't get views, and that's fine, but I always output high quality, high like video output, like everything looks good.
Dude,
sounds
you got
good.
views. That's why I leached off you. Let's be honest here.
I've never really had great viewage, but that's always been fine with me. But like I've always been very adamant that my quality has to be there, because if you don't have the quality, realistically, like what's the point? Like I just tuned into a stream last night that was like 480p. Somebody was streaming at 480p. what's the point? Like, I can't even see what's happening because I'm running a 1080p monitor.
Right.
Like, it's so blurry. Like, and that's always been my thing is I always
push out quality.
My laptop was overpowered until I put an external hard drive on it and ruined everything, and convinced myself I needed a new computer that I didn't need. I bet that computer could still stream great. But I've always had.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. I've always been very adamant about stream quality, and then this guy Jay comes in, and his brother's in the background. I cannot make up how loud his house was.
Screaming. Always
I cannot make it up. And he literally, like, he couldn't figure out how he was trying to use his
I was new to PC. Mic. I just barely got into PC.
He was trying to use a Yeti mic that picked up everything. And at some point, I tried for weeks. I think it was like months of me saying, you need to use your headset mic in Discord. You just need to. Because it'll pick up way less of that.
Oh no!
And this guy, that headset on his head right now, is there just no microphone on it at all?
Okay, no, so I need to, there isn't right now because it broke. It literally broke. So, okay, I always said my headset mic broke. I always said that because I always thought it was. Because so it's got this thing right here that you do to like adjust volume stream if you can see it. You see that red bar right there? I thought that was
muted, chat. It was muted.
I had it muted for 7 months, and I just thought that.
I walked him through setting it up on his PC 4 times, and he still says it's broken. I think you sent the headset back.
I sent the headset
while we
back.
were having. You sent the headset back, and I'm like.
I got the new one, and it did the same thing after a week.
He says he's been through 3 headsets. How do you go through 3 Astro headsets? I have a pair of A50s that I gave my brother that are downstairs. They still work, and they're 2 years old, and we bought them used. Like, what do you mean?
That was one of the lowest points.
3 headsets, and then he finally gets it set up, and it's a little better, but his house was so loud.
It was so bad.
He was basically. It sounded like he was in a wooden room where the sound just reverberated everywhere, and he's got little brothers running, jumping, and screaming in the background.
They cry about 5 times every 20 minutes.
And like
all the time. I
have so much patience. I have patience. I don't know how I made it.
I don't know either. I don't know how, because here's the thing, guys. I would stream with him, okay? I would try to stream with him. My streams are horrible back then. I didn't know how to run any of my computer settings, so I didn't even think that I could stream any games with a dual monitor or anything like that I had set up. And so I would stream, and literally, I just gotten on PC, so I couldn't kill anybody. I'll be like Drew on PC in a little bit, okay? I couldn't kill anything. My mic
I bet Drew will be better than you.
I bet he will.
Putting it out there.
And the original,
be better than you.
like if I got a kill every 10 games, it was incredible. Clint would literally just carry me to wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't, and my mic quality was horrible. Had just barely started up my stream, and I just don't know how he wanted to keep playing with me because there was literally no pull to keep playing.
I don't know. I think that back then I was I think when I jumped onto H1, I was just coming off the when I started streaming,
right,
I was playing like GBs, wagers, and tournaments on Black Ops 3.
So the Call of Duty game battles, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Black Ops 3 that I started on.
Yeah.
But so we were doing it, and Black Ops 3 was the worst nightmare I had for keeping teammates. It was like
Call of Duty is hard to keep teammates. Like you get somebody
I'd
that
find people to play with, and we'd play really well, and then they just
as soon as you lose a game, they just leave. In my opinion,
they just would disappear. Like we would be winning games, we'd be doing fine, and then they just disappear. Oh man, dude! I just thought about Afro Dank.
Is that one of your old duos?
The guy who was doing drugs, and I sent him money. I wonder how he's doing.
He's probably in jail.
That was probably my last duo partner. That was probably my last.
Before
that was probably my last. COD.
Dude.
No, I think Electro was. I think they were.
Dude.
No. It might have been him.
See,
I don't remember.
I played these game battles on Xbox, and so it was a lot harder to find a duo partner. I found this guy, 12 years old, named Forge Secrets. The guy was a cracked out 12-year-old that had god aim, dude.
Dude, I don't know. I used to like, I'd put my name on the teammate finders on the websites that you had matches on, and I'd find people, and you just like find these kids that like, the age gap was so big.
12,
like
13, 11.
I was what am I, 24 now? So I'm 20, 21 at the time. And 2021 at the time, and so you get there and play with these 15-year-olds, 15, 14-year-olds, and like you get into matches. I'm like, do you guys know what you're doing? Like, do you guys have any sort of like recollection? And they're just like all these little kids screaming, like freaking out, like not calling anything, and it's just so annoying. And I went through.
They watched the videos that we watched, and there's like, "Yeah, we can do it."
I went through so many of those teammates, and then I found, God, Electro, who is now streaming.
No,
but they were like the last. They were like the last group, I think, that just kind of ditched. And like, I don't even know if they were. I think that they were just playing duos together, because we were playing threes. And then I think they just decided to play duos together, and I just kind of got dropped. And it was just like such a bad experience that it's like I didn't want to like finding people to play with and stream with, because I had no idea. I was still a novice to Twitch. Like now it's like I could go find people in a game around my viewer size who would probably be willing to duo. If I wanted to, or play squads, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. But I didn't know any of this, like anything, like I didn't even consider doing any of that. So it was
Twitch would have been I didn't even think about that. Twitch would have been a crazy good way to find teammates.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends on what you want to do, because it's like some people aren't comfortable with like streamers. Because the reality is if you're streaming your matches, what are you going to focus on more, the match or your stream? Because it's like it's hard to stream with a delay. I don't know. I knew people that I'd play, and they figure out I was a streamer, and they weren't very happy about it. Yeah. But it was just, that was always a thing.
Oh, dude, I had one duo partner that was so So he was from Manchester. See, I met this guy. He was from the UK, and he had this accent. I really liked it, but he mumbled everything, and you couldn't understand it. It all jarbled together. Mm-hmm. So it took me a while to understand what he was saying. But he lived right next, where Ariana Grande performed and got blown up, like the bomb, or Manchester bomb, you know?
Yeah.
He lived a block away from that. And so after that bomb went off, I didn't hear for him for 6 months. Jeez. I thought he was dead.
Jesus.
And
that's then like Komodo. That's like Komodo coming into my chat and saying, "Oh, Jay's dead. It's April 1st." So I'm like sitting there like not sure if he's kidding, because it's cat, and it's just like texting. It's like, okay.
Not sad at all.
Are you kidding? Dude, it's April Fool's Day. Like, am I gonna just sit there and
doesn't matter if it's April Fool's. I'd have a couple tears, Clint.
But it's like he comes in and just says, "Yeah, Jay's dead. She was up all night, and he went to go get a monster, got into a wreck, and he's dead." And I'm just like, "What do you mean, guy?" God, Twitch chat.
Yeah. Twitch has had. I don't know. I really enjoy Twitch. I mean, I'm glad I'm past the Call of Duty and onto PC.
Still needs a new PC, can't afford rent, feels bad. Feel free to donate, he needs it.
After this month, though, I'm going to start saving up for a PC after TwitchCon. But we'll get into TwitchCon another day. But yeah, me and Clint, H1Z1 started really pushing it, started streaming. He was at about 80 followers. I was about 20. I got 20 from asking around my people at my school, and they got me up to 20. No one should have followed my stream. It was my original streams were Xbox Overwatch with this like weird overlay that I made in Photoshop in 3 minutes. It was horrid, and you could hear my friends in my party. You couldn't hear me at all.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. I remember not being able to hear you and just being like, "What are you doing?" Because his mic, he had to use his mic through his controller, or something like that, or through his console, and you couldn't hear him, and he didn't have a second mic. It was awful. It was like, what is the purpose of you streaming but you can't hear you?
I had a dream.
God, dude.
Dude, I remember though.
I had a dream. I wanted to be a YouTuber. YouTube looked like it was gonna go down. Apocalypse was happening.
Did you know I made 2 YouTube videos? I made 2 YouTube videos in Black Ops 3. What I used to do, actually, to make the quality just baller, was I used to go, because I had a video class, I'd go borrow the DSLRs from the video class for a night, and I'd go set it up on a tripod and record the face cam separately, like a pro YouTuber. That's how I did my Dark Matter Reacts video, 300 views. Watching a 15-year-old freak out because he got a dingo 5-piece.
Hello?
Hello what? Hi.
Did I have a second channel or something?
Why? What?
I'm trying to figure out. You said how many videos you were, so I pulled up YouTube to figure out how many. Because I uploaded like 6 YouTube videos. Those were the days. One of them got a lot of like 800 views or something.
Did it? Oh, it was a tutorial, wasn't it?
It was something like that.
But yeah, I mean, me and Clint kept playing. My quality got better. My brothers got worse.
Oh, that would actually be a really good topic to talk about.
Was what?
Drew wants us to touch on the people switching to Mixer.
What do you mean? Like,
there's a few people that are willing to switch to Mixer at this point.
That's a good topic for another time. Like when we're talking about the Twitch, because I think next episode is going to be about our thoughts on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh.
So we can talk on that next time. We can continue on about. Well, do we want to save our experience on Twitch for a later podcast? For the Twitch podcast, or do you want to do that now?
I don't know. What are these talking points you sent me?
We can do.
What we want from the podcast? I wanted Jay to stop talking about the podcast. That's why I agreed. So that's what I want from the podcast. Jay to get off my back.
What I want from the podcast. What I want from the podcast is sort of like a little thing I can look back on. Because me and Clint, I mean, it's kind of sad to say, but like, I doubt we'll be friends when we're 50 to 60 years old. I hope, but I doubt. So like, I kind of want something to look back on, sort of like an audio journal, like of what I used to do, what I like, just something cool like that. That's kind of what I want for the podcast. Do it kind of every week. Do it every Wednesday. I mean, that's all I really want for the podcast. What about you, man? Anything else you seriously want from it?
I mean, I'd love to. Like, I'm like a very opinionated person. If you've ever tuned into my streams,
no, he's
I'll
not.
sit there.
He's very mild-mannered.
I will sit there and shit talk a game and its mechanics till I'm blue in the face. I will sit there. I will stop playing the game and I will just talk about how stupid.
As he's sitting there in the death lobby
is on Fortnite
because he got dicked on.
Like, I will just be so upset. And I'll just sit there and rage, and I'll talk about the problems in the game. And I mean, I like doing stuff like that, but like, we'd have to come up with pretty good topics and stuff to talk about.
I have a couple. I'll let you know.
But like, going back to like Jay on my back, I'll never. What was it? 4 a.m.
It was 4 a.m. I was wide awake.
We're on Discord, Jay. Dude, we should do a podcast, bro. Let's do a podcast. Jay, it's 4 a.m. Dude, let's do a podcast this week. Jay, it's 4 a.m. I don't want to talk about it. Dude, here, let's do it.
I paused for 20 minutes. I paused for 20 minutes.
It's like 4 a.m. and he's like, I'll come up with the topics. I'll do the overlays. I'll do everything. You just have to be there and talk. And I said, okay.
And I sit there and I fester.
We're playing a game, and I'm sitting there like, let's just play the game. It's 4 a.m. My sleep schedule's dicked up. I just woke back up because it's 4 a.m. and my sleep schedule.
My sleep schedule's dicked, so I was like midday.
So, and I'm sitting here, and I tell Jay, hey, let's just talk about it tomorrow when it's not 4 a.m. and I'm not tired and just want to play a game.
You let it fester for like 20 minutes. So I'm sitting there just like talking. We're like sitting there in a game. I'm kind of silent, like thinking of ideas, and then I think of a good idea. I'm like, "Hey, Clint," and he's like, "Shut the fuck up! I don't want to. I don't want to talk about the podcast. It's 4 a.m."
Yeah, I finally just told him. I said, "I don't want to talk. I will talk about this later." But like,
then you let the Discord let me.
I'm gonna say this because it was true. Jay was trying so hard to rush into this. He wanted to do this last week.
True.
He wanted to do this last Wednesday. We didn't have the overlay done. We didn't have topics discussed. We didn't have a way to do the cameras.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't.
It took us 2 days to figure out how to get both of us on.
We barely got it done today.
So, well, it wasn't that big a deal today.
But imagine last week. It would have been bad. It would have been bad.
Dude, this setup is weird because I want to talk to chat because that's what I'm used to, but I'm trying to avoid it.
I'm trying to avoid it as well. There's some stuff like it's natural to want to respond.
Yeah, I'm typing to my chat mid discussion because I'm trying to keep them informed. Like TD's talking about talk about Islands of Nine, talk about TwitchCon, and this is all stuff that we want to talk about.
Yeah, keep it up.
So I'm typing to them, and it's just a weird experience. And this is gonna happen, guys. This is episode 1. We're not exactly sure where we want to be with this, like whether we want to sit there and mute up and say things to stream, whether we don't. I know he wants to go on put it on YouTube,
so
which is kind of why I don't want to sit there and just be discussing with our chats.
It will be going live on YouTube after. I don't know if I'll upload it tonight or tomorrow, but it will be going live on YouTube. Maybe I'll just maybe Wednesdays are podcast day, and then Thursday I upload it. Maybe that's how I do it there.
But yeah, so just so like you guys, I'm reading. That's if any of you are wondering why I'm typing in chat. That's why I'm doing it. Because I want to keep you guys informed. Because I don't just want to like interrupt what we're talking about and say, hey. Like this guy said, like Drew said, no, talk about Mixer, and some guy said, Mixer's something I don't want to say.
Did you notice at the start of the podcast I actually did that? I actually started talking, and I was like, oh wait, can't do that.
Yeah, and so I typed in, I'm like, Mixer's technology is awesome, but its viewer base is small. And like I think that's kind of gonna be my standpoint. Is I'm gonna try to keep in touch with you guys as you give us input and try to give us like. Because I would love to like talk about things. If you guys can talk, like if we're talking about a topic and you guys say something and we can talk about it, I'd love to do that. But it's like if it's like off topic, like say TD talked about TwitchCon, we want to talk about TwitchCon, but we're gonna talk about it
should we? I don't know if we want to do a separate TwitchCon thing or if we want to do Twitch and TwitchCon as one. Just we'll
I don't know.
Everybody in the club get tipsy.
It was really loud in my ear. I'm gonna turn down that headset.
You should mute your alerts on OBS. That's what I did for during the podcast, just because if these are going up on YouTube, you don't want that blaring.
That's true.
During the thing. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that up because I've been typing in my chat. I feel awkward about it. So we've talked about what started us on Twitch.
What started us on gaming and Twitch?
What we taught? What?
How we met.
How we met. What we want. I don't know. I kind of would love to I would love to do this and have a bunch of because we know a lot of streamer friends. Like I would love to shout out Taki Sora. He's out there.
Oh, helped us set up this thing.
His talk show was awesome because they're. This isn't an offensive word because we're all nerds. They are all nerds and they all know what they were talking about, and it was really cool to watch. It was really cool to watch these guys have a real discussion about games and games they were excited about and why they it was just really fun to watch them talk about. Right. And it's that was kind of my thing was with the rushing into it is Jay's just. We gotta get this out there.
I'm a very fast-minded person. Let's just go. Grab the idea.
Bro,
go.
We're not the first podcast. We're not gonna be the first podcast on Twitch. We're not the first of the game, so we might as well do it right, and not
right.
Right. I would have been. I think if we had done this stream last week, it would have been disastrous.
I think it would have. I think it would have too. I think you're right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings me up to a story. I guess I can talk about what what made me comfortable, because like I probably didn't feel comfortable streaming or being open about streaming till about February of this year, probably.
3 months ago.
Yeah,
Let's be
like,
honest.
yeah,
3
no,
months ago?
literally, yeah, literally. No,
Yeah.
actually, we can say about December, about around Christmas time, because I used to. So this almost used to be like a dark secret, like. My mom, what are you watching on YouTube? Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. Not a gaming YouTube.
What were you doing last night? I was streaming. Don't tell her. That's what he was doing. He was just like he didn't want anyone to know. He didn't want his IRL friends to know.
Oh no, I wouldn't tell my IRL friends. I didn't tell anybody. I mean, I told the people at school that were quote unquote nerds knew about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only if they knew what Twitch was, I told them about it. But dude, December. I started just sitting there. I was sitting there senior year, and I got like more comfortable with myself. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm a nerd. You know, I like to stream on Twitch. It's what I love to do. I love to entertain. I love to try and entertain, I guess we'll say. But I used to not ever share it at all. Now I share it over any social media I go. Like I used to never share anything on Instagram because I had about 30 to 40 girls that followed me. So I was like, I can't show them that I'm a gamer, or else they'll unfollow.
I can't let them know that I'm trying to be gamer on internet for anyone to see. I can't let them know.
Almost like Nostradamus, like they can't know. They cannot know.
I think that for me, I've never hidden it.
You've always been a super open person.
Well, if people would like IRL ask me like, "Yo, what are you doing?" and I'll be like, "I'm streaming. I can't hang out," or like, I've always been very open about the fact that I'm doing it, but like, I've never broadcasted. I think I put it on my Facebook twice. But because like I've never broadcasted to those people from like high school that I used to know, but like don't really know anymore.
Would you say you'd be more? Would you say you got more comfortable the more you did it?
I was never uncomfortable. It was just like, who was I willing to share it with and why? Like,
right.
The people from high school, if I didn't think you'd watch Twitch, I wouldn't tell you I'm on Twitch. Because you just be like, oh, okay. And then that would be the end of it.
Right.
So I've never hidden it. Like I wish that guy, so I went, shout out to my keyboard that I think works and I refuse to switch it back over.
When you spilled coffee all over?
Yeah, I spilled coffee on my keyboard the other day. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, silence over. I went to Best Buy that day. I was wearing my Twitch hat because I was streaming.
Oh, your Twitch hoodie?
No, my hat.
Oh,
I don't know where the hat is. I have one down there. I don't know where the other one is.
Don't lose it.
It's around here somewhere.
Bad karma. You'll lose more followers.
Kind of hard to lose anymore because they're all disappearing. But yeah, I went to Best Buy, and I get out of my car, and the hat's on backwards. So like, there's a Twitch emblem at the front, but there's a big Twitch emblem at the back.
So
this guy's behind me, and I hear him say, "Oh, Twitch," but he doesn't say anything to me. He just said it out loud.
He just did. It wasn't like directed. He's just like he almost like
wasn't
thought out loud.
I almost turned around. Turned around and said, "Yeah, I'm a streamer." But it's like I've never really hidden it. But it's kind of like anything. Like my Twitter is basically all about my streaming. That's what it's there for. It's to let the world know. Because I always felt like I know like Summit is very big on get your friends and family to watch. That's how you should start. My mother and father couldn't pull up. Well, my dad could. Neither of them would ever pull this website up. They don't even really get why I do it. They're like, "Oh, so you play do you play video games for people to watch?" And I say, "Yeah." And it's not that they judged me for doing it. They just don't get it because they don't understand. Like they lived in a different era where like the thought process of you watching someone game and interact with them would have never been a thing.
It's so foreign.
So it's like they don't really get it, and they don't judge me that I do it, except when it comes to how much internet I use.
Oh really? My family, dude. My family. It was like number one. Any money I made off of it was fake money. It wasn't real.
Fake money, dude. Those people are fake.
But the more it's been, the more exciting it's been. But it used to be like you're playing video games that people are watching and people give you money sometimes. Why don't I just throw my kid on an Xbox and have him make some money? And just that like generalization just kind of irks me, you know, because it is work to get your stream to look good. It is work to even stream, to get your stream live. It's even more work to get people to come. Like it's.
I don't know. I will say this about you saying it's work. I think that in 2018, even 2017, since the launch of the new consoles, Xbox One and PS4, streaming has become easy.
It's been
easy, and I think that's
easy
kind of
to get live, but not easy to look good.
Well, that's kind of my thing is like, yes, it's easy to get live, but it's not easy to produce a level of content that's like enjoyable to watch.
Right.
So it's like, do you really want to watch a 480p stream? Probably not. It doesn't look very good. Do you really want to watch someone with like a $2 microphone that sounds like they're scratching it the whole time? Not really. It's just like, it's very easy to get live, but it's also it's still hard to get quality.
It's also a never-ending journey to get people. I don't want to go too far into this because we want to save it for the Twitch episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. There. My family, I don't know. My family was always a thing of, and it's kind of the world stigma as well, is video games is something you play as a kid and you grow out of, right? So now it's starting to transition more into this is something that can be lifelong thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool to be part of that.
Yeah, I think it's just like anything. I think that it's like the world stigma is changing, so that's kind of good for like people our age. That like I'm 24, still play video games a lot.
Right, I was in a Fortnite game and this kid goes, "Wow, you're 18 and still playing video games?" Yeah, like, why is that like? I guess I said that all the time too as a kid. Like if I heard an adult on the mic, I'd always go, "Wow, you're playing video games? Wow, you're not with your family." Like I guess maybe that's just a thing you do as a young kid. But did you ever do that, Clint? Ever make fun of adults like that?
Sometimes.
Very few and far between. It wasn't my go-to, but like.
I don't know. This is like, I'm gonna bring this up because it's pretty relevant to what we were just saying, because we were talking about like how easy it is and like how people. This guy just said, or you get a real job and don't put everything on streaming.
Oh, don't.
And like, I'd love to like I'm going to talk about that when we have like a
Twitch,
like an actual episode about it.
Right.
But very much true. You know what? I think that just like anything, my attitude towards Twitch has always been that yes, for fun. If it blew up, it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. It would be awesome to do this and make money at it, but it's never been the goal. And I wanted to put I might still do it because it's not something I'm trying to hide. The amount of money I've put into streaming isn't me trying to make money at it. It's not.
Oh no.
It's not me trying to like, oh, I have to have this because that's how I'm gonna make money.
Yeah.
It's me. This has like become a really expensive hobby of mine, and that's kind of how I view it. And I think that's how people should view it.
You have to love it. Like people that go in it for the money, they literally don't make it. Like you can't say somebody's in it for the money if they did it, because it is a mental challenge, to say the least. I don't know, a mental. What's the word for it?
I don't know. It's not
tolling.
It's not as easy. I don't know. In my opinion, it's not as easy to stream as it is to like make a YouTube video.
Oh, true.
And the biggest thing I've heard people talk about for that is because you sit here and even if you're streaming for 2 hours a day, you're streaming. You have to be you for 2 hours a day. If you're streaming 4 hours a week, you know you have to be you. For those like those hours you're on. You can't just like edit it away like, oh, I was in a bad mood, but I can edit the mostly bad mood parts out.
And I don't want to go. Sorry.
You're in a bad mood on stream. You're gonna be outputting that content.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to go too far into this, but like someone like Logan Paul that did the like Suicide Forest video, which he's got enough crap for that or whatever. Like, it's one thing streaming that, like, because, like,
it
streaming
happens
that
in real time, and you don't really have a choice.
But you sent that through an editor. Like you edit it. You looked at it, you're like, you know, quality content.
God.
That was the biggest thing for me. Was like, man, YouTube, you have a chance to be like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't put that in there. Maybe.
Nah, wrong. Good content. What we want for our podcast, future goals and plans on Twitch.
We can save that if you want.
No, we can talk about it for a little bit. Honestly, I don't really have a plan. I'd love to hit 1,000 followers by TwitchCon. That's 3 months away.
We can do that.
Shit, we're only 3 months from TwitchCon.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about that. Oh yeah, me and Clint are gonna be meeting up at TwitchCon along with T-Deek and Thomas. By the way, if you guys didn't know that. So we could maybe do a podcast there. That'd be fun. A live podcast. Ooh.
Yeah. So like this is kind of what I like. So like this message in chat is, and I want to bring this up. Like, Cheesy, if you were, we're learning as we go because it's episode 1.
Right.
We're jumping into this. So we were talking about, and I think that we do need to stick to our topics a little better because we kind of jumped all over the place. But he said, played much games when younger, was addicted to gaming, found a real job now, and am much happier. Buying my own stuff, etc. Getting somewhere in life feels pretty good. I agree to that. Like, so basically, I stream whether I'm working or not. Like, I was working. I took a job. When did I start that job? Probably.
July?
No, I started that job. Like, that's when I quit the job.
Oh, was it?
I was working that job for like 4 months.
You worked for 4 months? Was it really that long?
I think I went in and applied in like January because they were opening a new warehouse. I have a guy who really has helped me out greatly and hooking me up with jobs. They opened about January. I think I maybe went in February, but I worked for 3 months. Don't be me. I'm a 6-year college student. It's not really anything to hide. I'm going for a second degree, but I'm 1 year away from graduating, and I had to take summer classes. So basically, I was working full time, but like I understand where like the ambition is. Yeah, go get a job, like create a life. And I think that just differs for everybody. Like for me, if I can still game, I'll still game because I've always loved gaming. But like, I don't think that I'm not trying to put this as my whole world.
Yeah.
And I think that's been my biggest thing is like, don't make this your whole world. Like
always,
the reason I can afford 4 computers, which don't be me, don't buy 4 computers. I'm actually selling parts for one. So that's going to be $600 to $800 in my pocket. That was not muted. But yeah, I've always worked in like, and it's always been like, I've always like, I'd love to talk about this in another episode when I have time because
exactly
we have like my brother.
All these topics are going into the Twitch area, which would be nice for that. I'm glad we have a lot of discussion. I was actually kind of like wondering if we'll have a lot of discussion for that.
Well, it's just like I don't know. I feel uncomfortable talking about this because it's kind of family personal, but it's like, so like my brother has been struggling with job hunts forever.
Happens.
But like, I love gaming, but I don't have the time for it anymore. Completely understand. And if that's
that
the way
happened
your
to my
life
dad.
is, yeah, like that I understand, but like that's everyone's circumstance. I just think it's becoming more normalized to like be older and like, oh, that 26-year-old is working and he goes home and plays Fortnite. Like I just think it's becoming more normal and it's not as stigmatized as it used to be. Like, and when I was growing up, like the idea was you turn 18, you stop playing video games, you go get a real life job, you do real grown up things. But it's like the world's become so technological, like technology based that things just are changing as we go, and we're seeing that.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
That pulled us back to that topic.
Okay.
But back to future goals. I think we're gonna drop that. I would love to have like a full discussion about Twitch, Twitch, maybe TwitchCon. Like we don't have a time limit, so it's kind of like a thing. Like we're at an hour and 10 minutes, so we could keep talking. It's not really a big deal to me, but like what I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to keep us to our topics.
I feel like the more we go, the more we're gonna want to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
So I
I
have a fun way to end this if you want.
Oh well, I think that future goals and plans on Twitch. Make it to TwitchCon.
Make it to TwitchCon
without losing anybody.
True.
If we lose Jay as a roommate, we're gonna lose him as a dual partner. Been threatened a couple times already.
More than I'm comfortable with.
TDeek is fully booked for TwitchCon, so I want to. My goal. I'm not trying to hit a viewer count number, as much as I would love to.
Those are dumb goals. Those just make
realistically, in my opinion, if you hit a viewer count goal, if you can do that, that's the best thing to strive for. Strive to hit an average of 5 viewers. My viewership has been so varied that it's really hard to want to hit that.
Yeah.
Like I would love to hit averaging 5 viewers that would be my goal. It would be 5 viewer average, be over 5 viewers by TwitchCon, which is 3 months, and then be at 1,000 followers. I'd love to be more than that, but that's like my realistic. I'm at 2 to 3 viewers because people come and go.
Right.
People have just disappeared. But that's my goal. That's my immediate by end of year goals. And like I'm looking at TwitchCon because October.
That's a good I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say 1,000 followers, 5 viewer average by TwitchCon. That's my current future goal. That's my strive. Who knows? Maybe, you know what? We'll be bringing up TDeek. Maybe real life will happen once real life will happen when I graduate. Come the fall and I get a job and I don't have time. And you know what? TDeek's internet's dicked up. He can't really stream anymore. Who knows? Maybe I won't be streaming next year. We won't know. But my goal, that's my current goal on Twitch.
We don't think of those thoughts, Clint.
I just don't worry about it. You know what? If it happens, it happens. If you don't have time, you don't have time. Real life happens sometimes, and you don't have time to be on the internet. But realistically, I don't imagine my life is going to dramatically change in the way I've lived it. Other than the fact that I'll be working full time, which I've already worked full time before.
Right. It's gonna be interesting because I'm coming up onto college right now, so I need to see how that's gonna affect my my streaming schedule. So I'm gonna kind of.
You
wait
won't
for that.
lose me. But yeah, that's my goal. That's my short.
I like that.
That's my short term ish goal is to stream through the rest of the year. Get to TwitchCon, get through TwitchCon. Try not to lose anyone. Try not to have any more streamer v streamer
beef
fallouts. Yeah, we had
we'll save that for next time.
I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, you want to keep that off?
Me and that person have made up.
Okay, let's keep it off then.
Between us. I don't ever want to bring that up again. But yeah, no drama. And that's been a big thing of my streams lately. No toxicity, no drama. I'd love to hit 1,000 followers. I'd love to hit 5 viewers.
Sounds good.
And then see everyone at TwitchCon. That's my goal.
Okay.
For the near future. How about you, Jay?
For the near future, honestly, I kind of want to just chill out, coast, keep doing what I'm doing till TwitchCon, and then after TwitchCon, see how I'm going, make goals from there. I'm gonna kind of wait from there. See how college affected it. I'm gonna kind of wait for that, I think.
Stay above 1,000 followers.
Stay above 1,000 followers. That's what we're going for. If you look at the bottom of the notes, you see one last thing that we've not covered.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that was.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Hot take is it's an idea pitched to us from Drew the DM Kid. We'll see how it goes. What I'm gonna do, and I didn't really put anything for you, is I'm gonna put you on the hot seat, and we're gonna ask you 5 questions. That short, sweet, simple answers to end it out. You ready?
Wait, do I not know these questions?
Nope. You do not.
Why am I getting on the hot seat?
You can put me
Why
on the
don't
hot
you
seat
have a
next
hot
time. That's next time.
I have to come up with 5 questions? Oh,
For
great.
next time.
dude.
Okay, first question. Streamer on Twitch that you see with no potential.
No, I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, you got to answer that one. Come on,
No.
there's 5 of them.
I literally just talked about how I don't want drama, I don't want beef, and I don't want toxic. I will not answer that.
Okay, we'll
question.
skip that. Okay, best streamer on Twitch.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, oh.
Here's my answer to that question. I don't think there's a streamer with no potential. I think there's streamers that are going about things badly and are struggling, but I think that everyone has
Nothing that
potential
can't be
to make
corrected.
it on. I think that they can fix their ways and become better and grow. I think that everyone has potential on this website, whether they have a small niche that they hit or they have a huge community that they grow to build. I think that everyone has potential. I just think that yes, there are some streamers that go about it the wrong way. But yeah, I'm not trying to start. That's such a loaded question. That's not a fair question for no toxicity. Well, what was the question? TD didn't hear the question. What was the question?
Streamer with no potential.
Yeah.
Okay, second one.
Potential toxic question.
Best streamer on
Question number
Twitch.
2. Best streamer on
Short,
Twitch.
sweet, simple. Push it through.
That's, dude. These are not fun questions.
They're not supposed to be. You're on the hot seat.
I still don't think there's a. Well, like I said, I don't have an opinion for best.
Come on.
That's a loaded question. My favorite right now, I love watching Tim. Tim the Tap Man I just always enjoy him because he's fun and like energetic.
It's surprising how entertaining he can be all the time. I agree.
Yeah, like to talk about like quality content, I think that yes, someone like Ninja is putting out amazing content. I'm super looking forward to seeing his streamer room. I think it's gonna be sick. But yeah, to sit there, I don't think there's a best. I think that you can have a favorite. I don't think best is an opinion. What is the best on Twitch?
And we're asking.
I mean,
for
look
yours.
at Ninja. He's getting 100,000 viewers every. Is he the best? You know what? He'll probably win Streamer of the Year.
Okay.
By that standard, he's the best.
Next question. Best looking streamer.
Me, baby. I'm sexy as fuck.
Fair enough.
Who came up with these questions?
Drew. Most underrated streamer on Twitch.
I'm gonna find you, Drew. These are all very.
They're supposed to be.
So
They're supposed to be.
These with a grain of salt, everybody.
Underrated streamer on Twitch.
I don't watch enough streamers. Probably so many good.
Who would you say? I would say.
I want to go with someone close, but that's like I'd love to say like Jesse, because I love Jesse and his content's awesome. But like
we probably need to go something a little bigger, like just to
underrated. I don't know, underrated. Someone like when I watch like the big streamers, so I love someone like CDN. I think his content is so good.
That's a good one.
It's just like he doesn't get crazy. He gets really good viewership numbers, but they're not crazy.
They're not 30K. They're 7K. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like such a funny streamer. And like someone like him is super. Like to me, that's underrating. Like streamers, like he's not getting the same viewership as like these really big guys, but I think that his content is there. But these are such loaded questions.
Final question.
YouTube Brock, aka Brock on Twitch.
Fair enough. Final question.
Dude, how do you say that now? How do we say that? He was YouTube Brock, but he's now twitch.tv/Brock.
Is it not still YouTube Brock? Twitch.tv/YouTube
Brock?
He got
the OG Brock name on Twitch.
Really? It's just Brock?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's just Brock. But like...
But I know it's YouTube name, Brock!
What do you do? Like, what does he do with like all of his games, his Steam? Like what do you do there? Okay, I'm just rambling.
Final question.
Oh, God.
Drew's final question, he said, is, how do you like my hair? The gray hair.
It looks blonde now from my angle.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I never thought it was good. I don't know. I never had like, I didn't think it was like, oh, you have the best hair in the world. Like I thought it was fine. If you're
Okay.
comfortable with it being white and gray and whatever it was.
Okay, it'll be blue next, guys. Confirmed. But
Purple.
yeah, purple for TwitchCon actually
Purple
as
for
well.
Twitch. Do it before TwitchCon. Don't be the guy that goes to TwitchCon and has everyone else be purple because it's Twitch and they're purple.
So should I do
Don't
blue
be-
for TwitchCon? Do purple beforehand?
I don't know. I would. I need to find someone who can dye my beard.
Do it.
If you know someone who does salon work in the northwest suburbs, Chicagoland area, and will dye a beard for me.
Okay, guys. We're gonna be continuing streaming after. I'm probably gonna take a quick 3-minute intermission just to go warm up some pizza and change the scenes and stuff like that. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Bearded J podcast episode 1. Anything you'd like to say before we go, Clint?
Give us criticism. I feel like we jumped around a lot. I'm trying to learn to use today as a learning experience.
I think that's the best part, in my opinion. Jumping around.
Well, that's my thing is I feel like keeping on track is really awkward when you jump.
Fair enough.
Then we finally got on topic and we're getting questions from Chad. I'm trying to learn to keep everything as a learning experience. But yeah, this was week 1.
Week 1.
I thought it went okay.
Way better than I thought it was.
The time. What are we doing? What's the time target? 1 hour.
I want
1 to 2 hours.
1 to 2
What
hours,
is our time
somewhere in
target?
there. I want it as long as it's above an hour and below 2 hours. I don't want to go over 2 hours.
Because yeah, we hit an hour. We're doing an hour. It's about an hour and 25 minutes.
Perfect.
By the end of this. So I'm just trying to. We're trying to learn as we go. But yeah, if you have any tips, any advice, any topics you'd like us to talk about,
Down in the comments. Since this
down
is
in
gonna
the
be a YouTube
comments.
video.
Feel free to hit me on Twitter at BeardedSkillz. Hit Jay on Twitter at is it the
JayFlyT on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to hit us up there.
There's
tweet
still
at
some
us.
random person taking my JayFlyT account on Twitter that hasn't tweeted in 6 years. Anyways.
Yeah, I love tagging you on Twitter.
I know it's a
super fun.
personal pet peeve. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next week. See you guys. Bye.
Everybody.